The Ascension Summit interview series. Your backstage pass to meet international speakers, authors, and coaches. 16 experts, 4 continents, 2 days, with one goal: elevate your life. Welcome to the interview series.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Ascension Summit interview series. I am your host, E.R. Spalding, and the founder of the Ascension Summit, and I am so excited. Do you all remember when Julia Roberts, she was in Pretty Woman, and she went to the opera for the first time, and she was like, oh my God, I almost peed my pants. I'm not going to pee my pants. However, I'm so excited that all of these women are here with me today. Now, this Ascension Summit interview series is slightly different than what we have done before because this is our famed international edition. Right? As we continue to move forward with the Ascension Summit, we have more and more guest speakers, authors, coaches, experts, individuals with immense talent who are showing up and participating and saying, yes, I want to be a part of the summit. And one of the things that we have been graciously able to do is that we span almost 4 continents now with the individuals who are showing up and saying yes, not only to themselves, but also saying yes to you and sharing their level of expertise, their golden nuggets. And of course, you know, I always like to say jewels, Joules, their energy with you. So we are here, and this format is slightly different than it has been before because we typically love to go live inside of the webinar in addition to streaming through our Facebook Live group. However, because the time zones are too varied for us to do that, all of these international speakers, we found this time where we could come together and be here with you. So we are pre-recording this. So as we're going through, we know that there's going to be a time delay from the time that you're watching it from when it's actually recorded, but make sure that you go down to the comment section and leave your comments because each and every one of them will be reading the comments and will have an opportunity to respond to you. So without any further delay, did I tell you that I'm over here? I'm like a kid in a candy store. I feel like Pretty Woman, like I have been swooped up off the street corners and brought into this magical land called Internationalville. And all of these beautiful, gorgeous, vivacious women are here with me. And they all have wonderful personalities, wonderful spirits. But more importantly, they have wonderful energy and jewels that they're going to be sharing with you today. So I am going to start off with my dear Anna Costa. I am in love with this woman, okay? So don't judge me. I absolutely adore her. She is a success and relationship guru. I have had the honor and the privilege of actually calling her my mastermind partner. We met as we were doing a program together, and this is one of the things that I love about each and every one of these experts, and I'm going to throw myself in the ring as well, is that we are constantly looking to grow and continue to elevate, so we never stop learning. We always are looking for individuals who have more information than us, whose journeys have gone a little farther than ours have gone, so we can continue to elevate, which then empowers us to come back and have the ability to elevate you in your life and where it is that you want to go. Our tagline now is that we have 20 experts over 4 continents. 2 days, this summit will be with one goal in mind, and that goal is to support you in elevating your life. So I would love to bring forth and introduce to you Anna Costa, who is a dear friend and a love of my life, woo, 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 because she is a love, relationship, and success coach. So Anna, will you do us the honor and tell us a little bit about who you are, where you're from, where you've traveled to, and what kind of led you on your journey to be where you are right now?
Hi, everyone. Thank you for this beautiful introduction. I was like glowing as I was listening to it. So as Spalding said, my name is Ana Costa, and I am a life and relationship success coach dedicated helping high-achieving career women to basically find the love of their life and expand it to live the life of their dreams without settling down for anything less than the life that they really desire. And what brought me to this path is actually my personal experience of being a single full-time working mom and in a big corporation, in a big global Fortune 500 company headquarters, seeing a lot of women in their 30s and 40s, like still being single and kind of being elevated in many parts of their life, but then suffering on the relationship field or not knowing like which direction to take further. And as I've been there myself, and I hired actually a coach to help me go through this, this really inspired me to, as I overcome my greatest struggle of, finding the right relationship for me and attracting my soulmate. This really inspired me to go out and help other women in a similar situation do the same. And this is how it started. So to answer your question, not to forget where I'm right now, I'm currently living in Europe, in Germany, and I traveled throughout like almost the whole world because my corporate job allowed that to me, and that is a great, actually, that is one of my greatest passion in my life, traveling. I love traveling all around, and that was my dream since I was a little girl, basically. So I kind of always known that I want to play with all the different children of the world, and this is how my life evolved. And even as a mom, I'm able to do that now with my partner and my kid, and this is one of the really amazing things in my life. And I'm able to even meet other women across the globe and talk to them. And as Spalding mentioned, I decided to invest in myself and to basically learn more and evolve so that I can be there for you, for people, to actually help them also evolve in the same way that I did. So this is my latest discovered passion in life, and I'm really keen on reaching out to as many people and sharing my story and helping you reach the goals of your life and the dreams related to especially love stories and relationships.
Thank you so much, Anna. And I want you guys to listen to what Anna stated, especially for us women. She said she works specifically with high achieving women. And we work so heavily. We are in school. We study the books. We are getting sometimes in male-dominated arenas of our life, and we are go, 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 go. And what happens is that we forget to turn our attention toward the romantic life that we have, and or we don't have, as a result of being so focused on one of those areas. And this is exactly one of the reasons why we're putting the Ascension Summit together, because it really is about integrating all of these different areas in your life. You can be super successful. You can be that boss babe that you want to be. You also can be the top-notch CEO or, C-class executive. But if you want love in your life, if you want to have a romantic partnership, you can do that as well. But you have to put some energy, some time, and attention into it. And while Anna didn't state this, I know it because we're mastermind partners, but Anna is not having a conversation about anything that she has not uncovered herself. So she has been able to manifest love inside of her life. And this is why she's so brilliant to be able to come and share this with each and every one of you that will do in the summit. And she'll get more into that because she's been able to truly manifest the partner of her dreams. And she is still a high-class executive. She has the master's degree, the MBA, all of that. She is an entrepreneur. She is no longer a single mom. She is in partnership and traveling the world and doing all of those things because she recognizes that it's not about work-life balance, that it is about work-life integration. And this is why we're here at the summit. So thank you so much, Anna. And so we are going to go down to Miss Ella Lair, who, guys, anyone that deems themselves a queen, I sit up and perch a little bit differently in my seat, right? You think of the Queen of England, but she is actually the queen of thoughts. And I was like, oh my God, what a dynamic individual this must be. And because I want to be the queen of my own thoughts, because I know that thoughts are energy that have the power to manifest, I want to learn from this individual because I want to be able to access my thoughts, control and manipulate them in a way that serves me to my highest good. So Ella, please tell us a little bit about you, where you're from, and a little bit about your story.
Hello, everyone. I'm Ella Lair from Vienna, and currently I'm actually in Vienna, although I just came back from travels from India. I'm so excited to be here, and my journey started when I was probably 17, and I had a training accident. I was in high-level sports, and that caused me to sit in the wheelchair for a year, and that started my journey in terms of life is not all about like being careless and carefree. It's like they can be quite serious, and that started me off, and I pretty soon figured out that I need to do more than just go for it and live. So my quest for realizing how we create what's happening to us, or how we influence, or how we deal when we don't know that we have an influence, that was something that drove me all my 20s, all my 30s, all my 40s. So today I really can say I found the answer, and I am so proud that I can sit here and say I can guide someone, and today I even can say I can guide myself towards what I really want in order to design what I want to experience. And this was hard work for all these years, and I'm so proud. I raised 6 kids in between. We traveled the world for business and for pleasure, and my studies brought me also to very interesting places, and I'm proudly carrying this title, that I really know how you use thoughts, how they get created, and what you need to do in order to, as you call that, Spalding, manipulate them. And I'm so happy to be here to share more of that in our time together.
Wow, thank you so much. Everyone, she has 6 children. Doesn't look like it. Doesn't look like she's in her 40s, does it, right? So maybe we can just all, have our thoughts and say, Om, and say, I want to stay youthful forever. I want my girlish figure forever. But thank you so much, Ella. And Ella made a really great or I want to make an observation about what Ella stated. At 17, she was this, footloose, fancy-free individual that was highly active in sport. And there was an injury that then rendered her in a wheelchair for a year. So can you imagine having the utility of your body and then you don't? And just really having an opportunity to sit there with your thoughts. How many of you have had an experience like that? Some days, it may not have been a year, but there are times when we've been down for the count, maybe with a really bad cold or just an injury of some other nature. And maybe for a week we were kind of stuck in our house and we were like, oh my God, I'm stir crazy. I have to get out. I have to engage. I have to do some other things. But our thoughts are constantly with us. And we are creating our reality through the thoughts that we think. Our lives are a direct reflection of the little, energetic bodies that are going through between these 6 inches of our ears. So having the ability to really be aware of what those thoughts are, and then channeling them in the direction that serves you in your highest capacity is definitely something that I think we all at least should have exposure to, right? You may not decide to jump in full throttle, but if you have exposure to it, that means that there are greater options for you inside of your life. So, my Queen Ella, thank you so much for being here with us, and we are going to love how we can utilize our thoughts to design, as you stated, the life that we truly want to have. And so, I am going to, my energy is saying that I want to go to Janine, because I think that this is absolutely a perfect segue for the type of work that Janine Riance utilizes. She is in beautiful Costa Rica right now, and when I spoke to her on the phone, there was an instantaneous connection. I could feel her energy just oozing through our Skype conversation. And it's been a beautiful thing. And so please share where you're from originally, a little bit about your story, and how your journey has led you to the point where you are right now.
All right. Hello. So I'm Janine Riant, and I am originally from the east coast of Canada, Nova Scotia. And it was a little too cold to stay up there. So we hauled ourselves over into Costa Rica. And we've been here for 3.5 years. How did I get here? I was a principal teacher for 10 years, and I loved the children. I loved that connection, but I didn't enjoy the bureaucracy. And I had always told myself I would not be staying in a position just for a pension or just because. And that last year when I started waking up and realizing that, wasn't fitting, wasn't doing it for me anymore, I just put in my resignation at the end of the year, and I fell into the energy work. And the energy work just brought me alive again. And it created a space for me. I was going to everything, and it was like I was in that mode of bring it on, shit, whatever, rip it apart, and really diving into letting go of me and inviting more of me in. And so throughout these last probably 12 years now, I've been really diving into the energy world, having moved. We've lived in France as a family, and then we moved to Costa Rica. And really soul searching into what do I want to do? Where's my passion? What is inside of me to honor? And it's the energy work. And coming to Costa Rica, I thought I'd be going to all these meditation spaces and then doing all kinds of stuff with people. And I quickly realized that there wasn't too much of that, and that maybe it was my turn to step up my game and invite people to come and see what I had to offer. And so that was kind of a switch for me. And having, put myself out there and loving to work with women and bringing people into alignment, bringing people into a space where, whether it's through business, whether it's through their financial abundance, whether it's through relationships, that you honor yourself And I like to say that I'm an energy worker, a facilitator, and an Akashic connector. And working with mediums of the Akashic, working with the connection to our soul, working with the connection that lies within us and that we don't go and search for outside of us. That excites me. And that brings me more of me. And that aligns me to where I want to be. And I think for me, what I wish to give and help with people is how to find that alignment again. Because there's so much bombardment in our life and there's so much happening towards us that we sometimes feel we have to do everything for everyone except ourselves, or we're just too overwhelmed, or things are happening and we don't know how to move through it. And the best way to do that, for me, the ultimate place to start is on the inside. And then that brings out everything else. And so that's my mini story.
Thank you, Janine. And I just appreciate you being here, because one of my personal beliefs that is backed by science is that everything is energy, right? From the table, the chair, the makeup of what makes us, our hair, our face, our skin, all of that is energy. So understanding who you are as an energetic being and constantly moving and shifting that back into alignment, because it's an ebb and flow of life. And we're constantly moving and grooving in a lot of different places, but it's important, as Janine said, to really connect back to your center and to align with who you are in your purpose. And I'm not sure if our viewers caught it, but Janine mentioned that when she moved to Costa Rica, she said to herself, this is the place, right? There are going to be all of these, energetic retreats that I can go to and participate in. And then there weren't. And it allowed her to beautifully step into the space and fill that gap. And this is really what the Ascension Summit is all about. If there is something that shows up on your doorstep and it shows up either as a problem or an opportunity, it is actually for you to be in the space of support, or would not have been in your space. So as we are moving through, we will be learning tools and techniques and different strategies from all of our digital presenters about, if there is a gap in a business, how to create a business. If you see that there is something that excites you, but there is no place where you can play in that field, it may be an opportunity for you to create and open up the space for that. And this is the beauty about each one of these women here, because there was a gap, and that gap could only be filled by them. But they had to say yes to themselves and to their lives. And when you connect to the pure energetic essence of who you are, you get to keep saying yes to yourself over and over and over again. So thank you so much, Janine, for being here. And my dear friend, Silk Glaive. I draw that out because I have the American accent on it, and it's Glaive, and that's not what it is. And so when she comes on, she's actually going to say it, and it's so melodic when she draws it out. But Silk is, again, one of those individuals that just lights up the room. I actually, she gifted me a free session with her, and she is a relationship coach and a psychologist. So she comes from both ends of the spectrum, both the heart and the head. And so while we were there, I'm not an A-type personality, fingers crossed. But as one of those personalities, I am always in the boardroom with very masculine energies. And so there's always kind of this constant, pull, push, tension that is there, and leading teams and needing to be stern, but also having the feminine essence of who I am come through as well, that allows me to draw individuals into me. And in one session, she was able to clearly illustrate and articulate for me how I could do that in a way that worked so much in harmony with who I am that I am forever grateful. That one exercise. So when I tell you that this woman knows her stuff, and she knows not only, especially for women, but she works with men also, but especially for women, how you can stand in the space and be powerful, but not lose the feminine essence of who you are. I would say grab your pens and paper and take copious notes because she is fantastic. But Silk, why don't you give us a little bit about who you are, where you're from, and some of your journey?
Okay, hello everybody. My name is Silk La. So as you can hear also from my accent, I'm from Germany, but currently I live in Dubai. So I'm a psychologist and life coach, and I specialize on relationship coaching for women who are successful in all areas of their life except relationship. So what is different from Anna is that I concentrate on women who are already in relationship. Yeah, it's not to manifest your soul partner, but you have already someone. And all my life, I can say I worked in different entities, so to say. I worked for corporate, I worked in the psychiatry, then I even worked in Kenya. I did development work for women who underwent female circumcision. Then I worked also for a corporate there, then later for a school. And currently I'm also still working part-time for a school here. And in all my entities I worked on relationship. It's customer relationship, it's patient relationship. In school, of course, it's also the relationship between the kids. It's the relationship to the parents. So there was always something concerning relationship. When women came to me, it's mostly women who came, they came because they were stuck in their relationship. So I help them with different tools I have, from theta healing, systemic work. But then I also got stuck. But then because they asked me, so, but how should I behave now in my relationship? What shall I tell the guy? I said, okay, I will find out for you. That's something, because I also do communication trainings, but it doesn't really work there. So I went to find the best tools. And I came across Rory Ray and also Gina Devi, and I did a full program with them. And then I realized while I'm doing the work with them, I said, but in fact, I have similar issues. Because then they, especially Rory Ray, she started with this feminine and masculine energy, leaning in and leaning back. And then I looked at it, I said, okay, but what am I doing in this relationship? And then I applied these tools to my own relationship, and then I saw really a big shift. And I told you I'm a psychologist and I could not up-level my relationship. I said, oh my God, what am I doing? And when I applied these new steps with the other work I have already done over a couple of years, let's say 20 years, I really saw also a shift in relationship. Because if you're in a close relationship with someone, it really triggers all the things you have not, which are not aligned. It can trigger beliefs, old feelings which are coming up, the way you normally communicate to someone. So it's a really, starting a business, to be an entrepreneur and being in a relationship, this really triggers all the things you don't want to know about. Your shadow side is really coming up. So I went through it. I applied the tools, and it's really working. Even in the beginning, it felt so weird. It felt like I'm an actress and I have to follow a script, and it's a foreign language. And it was really weird standing there talking to my partner. Yeah. And he said, will he not realize that it's a little bit fake? But he reacted in a very positive way. So I'm very glad that I did it, and to even help my clients on a much better level. And because this kind of communication is not only in your relationship, but also in your communication to your kids, as I see even in my school environment, and also at your workplace. Yeah, it's a non-offensive way of talking, and with this you will be actually really heard and understood. And what is also very important for me in my work is that you also heal your feminine story, because when we look back and we look at our ancestral line of women, there were certain things we also took over unconsciously, and that's also very important in my work, because I saw this in my own family line. And the women I had, if you look at your family of origin or the generation before, there's always something. Yeah, so that's a little bit about me. And you saw I jumped around in countries, from Germany to Kenya, then Kenya here to Dubai. And yeah, I could say I understand a lot of cultures and their backgrounds. And this makes it also easy, because here in Dubai you have so many people from different countries. And yeah, it's a very precious place to be. And therefore, I'm also very happy to connect to all of you today.
Thank you so much, Silk. And I love all of these women, because nothing that they will bring to you at this point is what they have been unwilling to do themselves. Silk stated that she had one form of thought, one way in which she had been trained, but she allowed herself to expand. She allowed herself to learn more, and she received a beautiful technique that now she integrates inside of the work that she was already doing, and it continued to allow her to expand even further, to serve more people in a different capacity. And again, women who are already in relationship, I say this all the time, that we have all of these 8 areas, which is what the Ascension Summit is all about. Mind, body, spirit, romantic relationships, our family and friends, fun and rejuvenation, our financial wealth, in addition to the work, the impact that we make on the world. And before the summit, because this is not going to be us post-summit, but before the summit, we focused on 2 or 3 areas. So we excelled at work. We gave the children a lot of our time, energy, and attention, and we took care of our bodies. But we turned around, and the partners that we had standing by our side, we don't even recognize the relationships that we're in with them, because we have not dedicated that type of time that we needed to, because we were focused on these other 3 areas. And so what she does is to connect us back, one, to ourselves, but also connects us to our partners and supports us in walking through that partnership. Because it's one thing to be able to attract and manifest a partner, as Anna has been able to do, but then we have to be able to maintain it. And that is having a very integrative, measurement of our lives. We bring a lot of things to us, but can we maintain what we have? There have been individuals who have been able to make millions of dollars, but they've lost it. They may have gotten it through the lottery or a business that really took off, and then 5 years later, it's gone. So what is it? There is a distinction and a gap between the getting and the keeping. So there's a maintenance. And the Ascension Summit is here to support, in a very holistic fashion, the entire individual, the entire business, the integration of you as a person, so that things that you want to eliminate out of your life, you have the ability to do that. things that you want to maintain in your life, you can strengthen and shore those up. And most importantly, integrating all of those areas together so that you can live your best life ever. But sometimes the life that we are looking for does not come without strife. Sometimes we get hit and we get knocked down in so many different arenas that for some of us, we just want to stay down. We just want to lie in the arena. We don't want to get up off the floor. And it's just been like, you know what? I can't take it another step. And this is where this beautiful spirit, Tiffany Loya Fenton, comes in, because she is an adversity coach. One of my mentors, the biggest takeaway that I had from him as we were looking at my business is, what is your plan for adversity? See, we all plan for when there is success. We all have the pretty picture of what our lives are going to look like when we get the husband or the wife. What will happen when the children come? Once we have the degrees. Once we are traveling around the world, once the money is flowing, we can beautifully look at that picture. We can envision it. We have vision boards accordingly. And then something happens because we have this beautiful vision, and now we have to put in the effort to do the work, and something shows up that knocks our socks off. And what is that something? Adversity. And that is the one thing that we didn't account for. Because we don't have a big picture that says, this is my adversity board. This is what I'm going to do should the adversity come up, right? We don't do that. And so Tiffany Loya Fenton is here because she is that adversity coach. And she's here to support us in what needs to happen, how we need to shift, the perspectives that we need to look at differently when we run up against the brick wall. So Tiffany, tell us a little bit about yourself and your journey.
Well, thank you very much. My name is Tiffany Loya Fenton. I'm originally from Canada, but 5 years ago, me and my husband and our family decided to start living out our dreams here in beautiful Costa Rica. So I've been married to the man of my dreams. It will be 20 years this coming December. And between us, we have 4 children. And so I really kind of started this journey because of him, because he gave me the courage, I guess, that I needed in order to start this. I've overcome some adversity in my life, as who hasn't, right? We've all had those moments or those times or that year, as we heard earlier. And I mean, I've overcome a very abusive childhood, and we've had the largest house fire in our area where we were completely left homeless, and I've been in car accidents that left me bedridden for months on end and unable to work for years, and which actually led to some drug addiction problems. And I'm a cancer survivor. At one point while I was battling cancer, I was actually given 2 months to live, 60 more tomorrows as we looked at it. And now I'm over 5 years cancer free. But more importantly, I about 3 years ago, 2 days actually after we celebrated 2 years cancer free, I almost died. And the doctors couldn't really figure it out. And then they told me that I had a very rare illness and an inoperable brain tumor. And so it's been 3 years now that I battle with that, a minimum of 14 symptoms every single day. And yet I do it as an entrepreneur, as a mother, as a friend, as a wife, and I continue throughout my day. And usually when I meet people, the first thing that they say when they find out that I'm sick is, how do you do it? How do you get out of bed in the morning? Because I don't know that I could. Or how do you smile? How do you still laugh? How do you, still go on about your day? And you don't look sick. You don't act sick. You don't, you're not that person that's just, I want the pity or feel bad for me. You're in fact trying to help everybody else. And how is that? Why is that? And so I decided to create a program called The Hero Within, How to Go from Powerless to Powerful. And that program basically helps people overcome adversity. Of course, I focus on the health adversity because that's what I'm challenged with today. But just understanding that there's a reason for it. And one day I'll find out. I feel that everything I've ever gone through, even my daughter who had a failing kidney and had to have surgery, there was a reason for it. There was a reason for everything I've gone through. And although I don't know the reason why it is that I'm going through what I'm going through today, I'm sure that I will overcome and I'll find my reason. And so I just want to help other people understand that there's a reason why they're going through what they're going through, and how to go through what they're going through so that they can find the reason and they can overcome and have that day when they can say, that was me and it's not me today.
Beautiful, beautiful. And I love the not knowing, because that stops many of us. We get to a place of uncertainty in the face of adversity, and we're like, we don't know what the next step is. And it was a joke, but it was one of those jokes that had a punchline that was like, things that make you go, And so the joke was, when someone said, well, I don't know how I'm going to press forward. And the respondent said, well, you didn't know how to be born, but you made it here, didn't you? Right? So there are so many things that we don't know how to do in life that we may never get the answers for, because again, we don't necessarily know how we made it through the birth canal. There is a process that we've been able to uncover from the mother's end, right? And what that looks like and what the uterus is doing and contracting and beating you up every step of the way as a child. I used to ask myself, why do the children look so terrible when they get here? Because they're, all red in the face and splotches and things of that nature. And that's literally because through the birth canal, it's pulsing and contracting and pushing and pulling in order to push the baby through. But there is also something that the child is doing, and they have to turn and twist and get into position and make sure that they're not breached or whatever. And we don't intrinsically, or I should say consciously, know how we're doing all of those things, but intrinsically we know that it must get done. And we just continue to move through the motions and the steps. And that is one of the things that I take away from what Tiffany was just stating, that sometimes you don't know why these things are happening to you. You don't know why you're getting beat up the way that you're getting beat up by life or beat down by life in some instances. But if you look at it and say that even though I don't know, I will continue to put one foot in front of the other, you may receive an answer. You may not. It's really not even about the answer. It's more important that you just keep moving forward, because there's a lesson to be learned. There is something, a takeaway. There is either an empathetic understanding that you have to walk away with, or a program that you need to develop as a result of it. Who knows what the answer is? But what we do know is that if you showed up on this physical plane in life, there will be adversity. That is part of the human experience. And being a part of the human experience means that you're already equipped to move forward and to deal with it. And sometimes you need a little extra push. You may need some support. We all do. But put one foot in front of the other. So I am so very honored that I am here with these beautiful women. And I understand that you are watching this on replay, but please, whatever medium you're watching, if you're in Facebook, make sure that you comment below. Each one of them are tagged and they're members of the Evolving Leader Society. If you're watching this on YouTube, make comments below and ask questions, because they will be checking these feeds and I'm sure they will come back and give you some of the answers that you may be looking for. But what I'm really interested in knowing, I know why the Ascension Summit is so important for me. And so while we're here, to make sure that you're listening and that you're engaged, make sure that you do #Ascend 17, ASCEND 17. So Ascend 17. I put the Ascension Summit together because I wanted all of my friends to come inside of the space and collaborate. Because I truly believe that 1 + 1 = 2, but 1 and 1 = 11. And we have the beautiful opportunity to amplify one another and to lift each other up in our various spaces and not look and be in this space of scarcity or competition, but that we can collaborate to really bring beauty, joy, excitement, innovation, technology, understanding into the space and share it with each and every one of you. And that was my goal for the Ascension Summit. And each one of these beautiful spirits said yes. So I'm curious, what was it that had you say yes, Silk, to participating in the Ascension Summit as a digital presenter?
Yeah, it was in fact you. You approached me and I could really feel this spirit around you and this passion and this excitement. And this truly enlightened me. I said, yes, I want to be in this space because it's really important that people are coming together to rise their vibration. And even you who are listening now and you're in our vibration, you will be also raised. And so I really had to come. This was one of the things. And share what I can contribute, to have also an audience, to talk about things you may have never heard about it. Yeah, this was for me the reason. You. And your spirit and your energy and your vibration and also the drive of you to really make it happen. Yes, I had to say yes. There was no way to turn away from it.
Oh, thank you so much. And it's, for all of us, it's the energy that drives us, right? It's the raising this consciousness and being in this space with energies that just vibrate so wild and vibrantly that you cannot help but get caught up in it. I remember I love outdoor festivals that have a lot of music and everything because the music is thrumming, and after a while everybody is just swaying and kind of moving in the beat and dancing and having a great time with one another. And this is what it feels like right now in this summit. In the interview series, we're all just swaying and moving, and I feel the energy of each and every one of these women. So thank you so much, Silk, for showing up, but not only showing up, for being a contribution. Because what you have to offer is so valuable to each and every one of us. As much as we are giving, we are also in the space of receiving. And I have received so much by each and every one of you who are participating. So thank you. So Tiffany, back to you. What had you say yes to the summit when you heard about it?
Well, I think that I have to say is that when I heard you describe why you put this together, how we would be able to literally touch every aspect of a being, down to the core, down to their soul, to be able to help them in every aspect of their life, that's what I think this is all about. I think that's what life is all about. And I know that myself and every other speaker, we don't have the ability to touch every aspect, the physical, the mental, the financial, the health, the everything. And so being a part of it, being able to be a part of it, to be able to come together with such an amazing group of people to just affect somebody, to change their soul and to be able to make their core stronger. And when they leave from the summit, they'll leave with knowledge and at least the ability to make their life as great as it can.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And a source that they can come back to,
Right.
I always think about, for those individuals who have had an experience with integrative medicine. And I know my father 2 years ago, he had to have knee replacement surgery. And he went into the hospital, had the surgery, and was slated to be in there for 48 hours and then go into rehab. Well, moving into 12 hours after surgery, his lungs collapsed. And his lungs collapsed, then put him back into the intensive care unit. He had to be intubated. And what, again, should have been a 48-hour stay inside of the hospital turned into almost 3 weeks and then another month inside of a rehabilitation facility. And what was so frustrating for me is that every time a doctor or a specialist would come inside of the room, we would get another story. Right? It was never, one person came in and they stated, okay, well, there's pneumonia. And we were like, well, when did he develop pneumonia? Right? And they were like, oh, well, you have to wait until his general specialist comes in and he'll tell you all about it. And someone else would come in and say, oh, but his blood pressure has spiked. And it's like, can you all get in the same room at the same time and have one conversation so we can understand what is happening with this person that we love? And that's, for me, why I call myself an integration strategist, because I don't want there to be all of these separate conversations going on about life and living and business. Can we all come together in one place? And even though the conversations are different, they're being threaded together in a holistic perspective so that we get a complete picture versus this little segmentation, these blips on the screen that when they're taken out of context could mean, it sends you into a catastrophic mode. But if there are blips on the screen that begin to integrate, now they have context and there's a whole different idea around what surrounds it. So you're absolutely right that I wanted this to be a place where everyone could come and we could touch on all of these things that are so important to us inside of our lives, but we didn't have to go to 8 different sources, around the globe to go in and get them and to bring them together, that this could be a repository and people could click and say, hey, I want to know a little bit more about how to overcome adversity. I want to know a little bit more about how to get my energy aligned. I want to know a little bit more about how to attract my ideal partner. But to do that, I've got to get my thoughts in order. And then when I get a partner, how do I begin to keep that partner? And what are some of the things that I should be doing? And so many other of the digital presenters who have come here that have dealt with the health space or will be dealing with finances or just other challenges and opportunities that we have in life. So I'm grateful. Thank you, Tiffany, for saying yes. Anna, what about you, my friend? What had you say yes to the summit?
Well, I naturally like being part of a community, and actually I wanted to be part of something that is bigger than just myself. And as soon as I saw your link promoting this, I instantly messaged you and say, yes, I really want to be a part of this. I didn't even have any questions for you. I just knew this is the place where I want to be, because ever since I was a child, I was always part of, at school I was a part of a big school choir, then at university I was a part of a big global student organization. I was promoting diversity and cultural differences and how we can all live together in this world in peace. And actually, I also, what I forgot to mention in the beginning, I come from a part of the world which was very volatile in the past. It was like a communist socialist country where people were really working together, living together, everything was equal. But then, the country has fallen apart many times since then. So we even had these jokes like I was born in the old Yugoslavia, and we even had jokes like I've fallen asleep in one country and I woke up in another. I don't even know where I was. But then this community and people always being looking after each other, and it's just maybe cultural family really supporting all the members within the family, very family-oriented culture. And I just like to be part of like a group, of a family, of something that is bigger than me. And wherever I traveled, I always found a group that was like a family to me. So yeah, that was something that totally clicked for me, because I am an like individual, but I'm more of a like a group person. So it really resonated with me, the whole idea. And I also, just by listening to the ladies now, because most of them I'm seeing for the first time and hearing the story, it's just so great to learn about all these different experiences. And I'm feeling like I'm already learning so much from just hearing these stories here on our recording, right? And I haven't even seen the whole summit yet. So this was just amazing. And of course, I mean, knowing you from our masterminding and coaching program, it was just like instant yes. It's like it's an opportunity that I really don't want to miss.
And sometimes it happens just that way, everybody. You just see something and you feel it and you jump with both feet and you're like, I don't know where I'm going to land, but I know it's going to be soft and billowy. And if it's not, I've got an adversity coach. But that was the other thing too, working in collaboration with individuals, because we are individuals, but we're individuals as part of the collective. And each one of us have a responsibility and obligation to take ownership of the lessons that we are here to learn, so that we can give those lessons back to the collective, and we can expand the consciousness that we all have, and continue to learn and grow and elevate and discover more, and have wonderful opportunities to be in partnership, to be curious about what it is that we're doing, to then turn around and continue to give back. So thank you so much, Anna, for being here. Thank you. Janine, how about you? Hold on.
Okay, there I am. I was trying. Well, for me, it was our lovely Tiffany. I was having a conversation with Tiffany, and she's like, "Oh, did you hear about this?" And I'm like, "No." And so she connected us, and it just happened in the last few weeks. And I was like, "Okay, this sounds awesome." And then life kind of kept going, and we connected just these past couple of days. And the connection to you, of what you want to create, of the collaboration, of bringing people together and taking away that element of competition that's so heavy and weighing in our society out there. And I didn't mention in the beginning, but we have, me and a partner from Australia are creating the Enjoyment Revolution. We want to create a ripple effect in the world of creating a space where people can be happy, where it doesn't always have to be hard, and where we can create that space. Like also Tiffany was talking, like it doesn't have to be bringing me down every single time there's something. And so for me to be a part of something that is collaborative, that is, I love working with women, and I know there's men, and I'm excited too. I'm just cool that we're all women here today. And the fun and that connection and the vibe, and like Silk said as well, raising the vibration together. Because as individuals, we can raise our vibration, but as a group, we can do so much more for the world out there. And so I'm excited to see what the summit is going to bring forward for people. And I'm thankful that I've been invited and that I've gotten connected. So looking forward to more.
Thank you. And guys, did you hear that she's creating a revolution? Now, this one will be televised, right? Because it's going to be an awesome love fest. And as Janine stated, we've just connected within these past couple of days. However, I would venture to say it was because of Janine's connection to herself months prior. Because before Tiffany even had a conversation with her, she had been going through her own internal, I want to present more. I want to speak more. I want to introduce more individuals to this type of energetic work. And as the Queen of Thoughts, we're going to get to Ella in a minute, that was the thought that she was having running on replay in her mind. And her energy began to, you know what I'm saying, align with what her thought was. And then the thought created the manifestation of Tiffany, right, to show up, who happened to be in the right place at the right time with the right energy that would have caused me to say, Tiffany, take a look over here. Now, all of these things have been happening. I'm in the States, right? We've got, you know, Canadian Costa Ricans, right? Over in another part of the world. And we've got individuals in Vienna who have traveled to India and in Germany. And I mean, all of these different places. So the ripple effect that Janine is talking about is that when you have a drop, right? If we think about a pond and we take a rock and we drop it in, that ripple effect goes out. But if you are not living in your purpose, if I hadn't been doing my work to create this summit, to bring collaboration together, and if Tiffany had not had her antennas up to say yes, and if Janine had not been aligning everything in her spirit to create this manifestation, the individual ripples that we had would never have had this, what is it called? It's a convex. They would not have, you know, collapsed into this point of time. You know what I'm saying? In the quantum realm, in order for us to brilliantly be here together with each and every one of you. That is why this is so special. That's why we all get goosebumps when we start thinking about the Ascension Summit. It is why we're showing up and pouring our talents, because you said yes, we're part of this ripple effect already. And you hadn't even recognized it until this very moment, because Janine brought it up. And we are just having a love revolution here. So, my dear Queen Ella, what had you say yes to the Ascension Summit?
In one of the last interview series from you, there was the saying that in order to learn and grow, you better be surrounded by a lot of people who are smarter than you. And I was so thrilled when you asked me. I thought this is the right surrounding for me to engage. And I figured out there's something I can bring to the table. So your origin of the plan and the goal, a place where everything gets integrated, how much better can it get? So I'm so excited to be here, and I thank you so much for the honor.
Oh, thank you also for being here. And again, if we're always the smartest person in the room, we need to run away from that room and hop inside of another room. And it's also okay to be the smartest person in the room, because if you are teaching, then you are learning the information twice as a result of that. So again, it's this beautiful ebb and flow. Life is never static. We are constantly moving. We are either moving closer to our goals or farther away from the responsibility that we have to bring forth our gifts, our talents, and what we are here to contribute to the world. And each one of the digital presenters are doing just that. They are standing inside of their purpose and assessing for themselves where they are, where they want to be, but more importantly, how they can constantly contribute and bring value to the world. So my heart is just bubbling over right now. I just can't even express how much so. So what I would love to know at this point in time, And especially for those individuals who are looking at the replay, why don't you tell us, why did you all say yes to the summit? Why are you excited for the summit, which is actually going to be a 2-day event, June 29th and 30th? Why are you really excited about the summit? And what is it that you can contribute, even as you are watching all of the digital presenters? Because there is something that you bring to the space as well. Something that we don't have right now. And we are looking for you to express that in this moment. So make sure that you do #17 in the comment section below and let us know what is it you would love to be able to contribute to the space and also to the summit, but more importantly, to integrating your life and utilizing that integration to allow you to evolve into your highest self. To do the things, to make the choices, to that only empower you. What would your life look like if every choice that you had to make started off, does this serve me to my highest good? When we stand in the face of adversity, do we wallow in the pity of woe is me? Or do we ask ourselves, does this serve me to my highest good? When we are in relationship and partnership with other individuals, whether they be romantic, business relationships, familial relationships, our friendships, do we ask ourselves the emotions that we're feeling right now, do they serve us to our highest good? The way in which we're acting, do they serve us to our highest good? The thought of, I should have been better, I have to do this. Do those thoughts serve us to our highest good? Do they allow us to ascend to the summit, our personal summit? And that will look differently for everyone. See, we are not here to tell you that your life needs to look like or mirror ours. We're not here to tell you that you're to live in Vienna or go to Zimbabwe or travel to this place or be in partnership with this individual. We're not here to tell you the mechanism to use and what your summit will look like. However, what we are providing is fuel, the energy that is going to be needed. So whether you get there plane, train, or automobile, it still has to be gassed up. You still have to use fuel. And the petroleum or the diesel, right, it's no respective person. It's not saying I'm better than or worse than or where you are in your station in life. It's not judging you. It's not standing in a place of condemnation or even glorification. It is just fuel. So the messages that each one of these individuals bring today is only fuel to support you and where you want to go. But you get to use the transportation method. You get to use how fast or how slowly you get there. But this is just some fuel that you'll need in order to make that journey. And we are here to continually support and give value to you. So make sure that you're using #Ascend17 and you're sharing this interview out. Like it, share it with the other individuals in your life so that they know that these powerful women are here to support you to elevating your life. And so as we begin to round out our international edition of the Ascension Summit interview series, what I would like each of our digital presenters to do is to leave us with one jewel. If you have been with me and you follow my work, every day, every weekday, I put out what I call Jewels of Enlightenment, right? JOULES. And so it's not the jewel in terms of the rare stones and rocks like your diamonds and rubies and sapphires. But jewel, the way that it is used, it is actually the measurement of energy. And so this is the energy of enlightenment that we're giving you. So I would like each one of our digital presenters here with us today to leave us with one jewel. one thing that we can utilize and actually enlighten our day today, that we can put into practice to elevate us and move us closer to where we want to be, which is living the highest and best version of our lives. So I believe that, Janine, I'm going to start with you, and we'll get all of our energies right. So what would be the one jewel that you would leave with our audience today? Something very practical and tangible that they can begin to implement right away.
Okay. For me, there's so many tools I use, but I think an energy pull. And an energy pull to me is something that you can feel or not feel, because some of you out there listening might be going, I don't even know how to move through, do, feel, see energy. And you don't have to. And if you do, that's great. And so let's just get right into it, and you can feel the process. It's just so much easier when we talk about energy. So if you want to, you can close your eyes, just kind of gaze to the center of the floor and just kind of get into your own space. Take a deep breath in and exhale. And as you exhale, as you imagine your body filled with molecules, it's filled with little molecules all over. Just imagine those molecules becoming alive and dancing. Imagine the color you want, gold, white, yellow, or any other color. And those molecules, they dance, they vibrate, they are alive. And so let them show you're alive. And again, if you don't see it, that's okay. Use your imagination or just be listening to what's happening. And as you imagine those molecules, imagine molecules outside your body. Because everything, as Spalding said, we are created with energy. Everything we touch, everything we see, everything we are. And so those molecules, imagine them outside your body, imagine them in the room where you are, and then imagine them outside of that room. Move outside further. Move further outside of the house, the yard, and go 100 kilometers beyond that. And imagine all those molecules dancing, from the birds, the animals, the leaves, the trees, the lakes, the rivers, the oceans. Imagine your expansiveness going even further out into your country, into the province, the country, the countryside. Expand into more countries, expand all around the earth. And as I speak, I hear the rains coming. Imagine all the rains of the world. And just notice how your molecules are dancing with the molecules of the earth around you. And then go even further than that into the universe. And when you feel you can't go any further, go even further than that. And imagine all the molecules intermingling with you. Imagine all the noise, all the places, all the peacefulness. And then as you're out there, way out there into the universe, bring in all that energy back to you. Imagine it via cords of gold, via lines, via energy, via anything that you can see, feel, or shift within you. As those rains come, they come closer. And so imagine that energy coming closer, wrapping you from the front side, from the back side, from the sides, down into the middle of the earth, and up from the heavens and the skies. And you are wrapped up in this energy, in these molecules, and they are engaging with you every single day. And so take in the energy, pull in that energy from the universe, and see what resonates inside of you. Is there an awareness that comes from that? And if there's nothing, that's okay. You can continue to pull in that energy and bring it in forward. And so as you move into that space, and just notice, you can use that energy pull with anything. Are you pulling in abundance? Are you pulling in health? Are you pulling in somewhere you want to go? What are you pulling in? And so you can use this technique for anything. Within 2 minutes, within 30 seconds, or within 5 minutes or 10 minutes. And just bathe in the beauty of that energy pull. And before you disengage from that energy pull, send out some trickles out there back into the world for every single person, being, thing, earth angel, earth piece that will contribute to you creating what you have asked for. And so that energy pull is there for you. So you can slowly open your eyes and just engage in that energy pull. You can have that with you all throughout the day, and you can move with it just in bits and pieces. You can have an energy pull with an intention. You can have an energy pull just because it feels good. And so to me, that's a big part of one of the tools that I use, and it is transforming my lives as I speak. And so, thank you.
Thank you so much. And I hope everyone was doing that exercise, because I feel so much more just kind of, right? But I also feel more connected. I feel connected to myself, but just even the energy around me, like I really wish you guys could see it. I just feel more at one. There was a movie with Scarlett Johansson. I can't remember the name of it right now, but somehow she was accidentally given too much of this, kind of medication, not medication, it was actually a drug. She was infused with this drug that then reverted her back to just like this collective consciousness. And toward the end, there was no distinction between like her physical body and the energy that was around her. And that's just kind of like the feeling that I have right now, just from that one little exercise. So thank you so much, Janine. I appreciate that. I feel so good. Ready to tackle the rest of the day.
You're welcome. I hope the rain didn't mush it out too much, but you're welcome. My pleasure.
Silk.
Yes.
What would be one thing that you would leave with our viewers today?
Yes, please take a pen, take something to write on, because now I want to share the golden secret, how you can change your current partnership already. So when you look at the masterclass, you will find these two guys again, but today I just want to give you a very short insight. So you will learn also in the masterclass that if you're leaning forward in the relationship, this means you're in your masculine energy, you're doing, you're suggesting, you're giving advice, you're controlling, you want to know what's going on, you're asking all these questions. What is happening if you do that on a very regular level, you actually push the guy out. And with this, I can talk from my own experience, because I thought I'm very normal, but it came out I was non-masculine and not so much feminine. So now the golden rule come, and I got that from Rory Ray. There are 4 rules. There will be only 4 rules. So the first one is to stop controlling. So just stop controlling him. This means don't ask him to do certain things that's controlling someone. The second one is stop to control the outcome. So not to control the outcome is, for example, normally if you go for a vacation or holiday, you plan everything because you're not happy what the guy comes up with. So this time you just lean back and you let him organize. And just stay in the flow. Just allow yourself to be in the present moment with him, and don't think what you could have done better and what is missing. Just be surprised what is actually happening. That's number 2. Number 3 is coming. So stop the following. So before you open your mouth to do it, just close your mouth. And this means stop criticizing, suggesting, giving advice, asking the innocent question, darling, couldn't we do that? Yeah. So please also stop this. That's also a form of controlling. And the 4th one is to take no from him as an answer. This doesn't mean in the current moment he says no, but often because he has to think about it, or it's not the right time. So often your partner will come back to you. So don't, and I was also put in it, I asked, can we talk? And he said no. And I said, but it's important that we talk. So what do you think about it? And he already told me he doesn't want to talk now. And of course, the whole discussion didn't lead to anything. So these are the 4 golden rules. And when you go through the masterclass, you will understand more about it. But it's very crucial. If you do that already today, you will see a shift. And I tell you, it's not easy. Yeah, but you can do it. I also did it, and I can't do it all the time because it's something, a pattern which is also in me. But it's a good pattern interrupt, and you will see what kind of success you will have with that. So that's my share for today.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. So we have 4 golden rules. They are simple rules, but they're not necessarily easy. See, as adults, it's simple to walk, but it's not easy to walk 1,000 miles. Right? It's simple to walk, but it's not easy to walk 1,000 miles. So, and that was one of the things that when Silk and I were working together, because I was always in my masculine energy sitting inside of the boardroom. I was always leaning forward. I was always, telling the children what to do, always. And so when you're in that space, that's a controlling posture, which means that your partner has to lean back. And when they are leaning back, they're leaning away from you, and some just walk away. Your children recoil in the corner, right? When you are too stern with them in a particular way, or your friends, when you are moving in that gesture, it feels aggressive. And so, in order to combat that, either they have to get aggressive, and now there's a confrontation, or they recede back into the corner, and it begins to put space inside of the relationship. And then taking that and also not controlling the outcome, right? All of our law of attraction individuals, right? It's one of the things that we talk about. You can't control the outcome. Have that, healthy sense of detachment from what's there. So, I, in my former life, was a grade A project manager. We controlled a whole lot of outcomes. So imagine what that looks like in my relationship. Honey, are we going here? Are we doing this? And I want to go see, the Egyptian pyramids. And once we leave there, we're going to go over here and do that. So the whole trip is planned. And we don't allow there to be any type of flow inside of that. And then sometimes you just got to zip it, be quiet. Do you have a response to that? I'm just listening. I got 2 ears, 1 mouth. So I'm exercising that. And then just, being in the space of just allowing whatever happens to show up and happen. So thank you so much. And those are practical, steps that individuals can use right now. So Tiffany, what is something that our viewers, and even us who are sitting here as panelists, that we can utilize, when we begin to think about adversity and it showing up?
Well, it doesn't matter what the adversity is. You only have 2 options, 2 paths, as I like to call them, right? And there's path number 1, which is the easiest path to take, which is the path that what's down there. You know what you're going to go through. You know what you're going to have to overcome. You typically know the outcome and when it's going to happen. And especially with a health challenge, or a health adversity of any kind, it's not something that you get to control, but you can either give in to it, believe what all doctors or medical personnel or anybody's telling you, and just simply go down that path, or you can choose path number 2. And path number 2 is the path that you have no idea what you're going to go down. go through. You have no idea what you're going to be faced with. You have no idea how long it's going to be. You have really no idea how hard it's going to be. And you don't even know the outcome. But in my opinion, the only option that you really have is path number 2. And as difficult as it is, it's worth it. And so it doesn't matter what it is that you're going through. Just choose a path. Either path is okay. But just choose a path and stay on that path. Keep the mindset that you need to stay on either one of those paths. The minute that you start to cross from path number 2 over to path number 1, or path number 1 to path number 2, is when your life really starts to go through some turmoil, and you have no idea what's going to happen, and you lose control. And therefore, the challenge that you're going through, the adversity that you're going through, takes over, and that becomes your life. So we need to kind of understand that adversity will always be there, and that it's supposed to challenge us because it should be changing us. And that depending on how we go through it and how we overcome the adversity determines whether or not that change is a good one. And so we have to understand that adversity is actually just a stepping stone. It wasn't meant to be a tombstone.
Beautiful. A stepping stone, not a tombstone. I think that's a tweetable. So everyone go and do Ascend17, #Ascend17, and tweet that out. A stepping stone, not a tombstone. Adversity is a stepping stone, not a tombstone. That is absolutely brilliant. And it really comes down to clarity, right? Your clarity of thought and choosing a position. What side of the fence do you want to be on? Because really the magnified agony comes in straddling the fence, right? You're over on path 1, and then you're trying to hop back over to path 2, and you're saying, oh, I'm going to be in the unknown, but I'm going to go over here to the known, and I want answers, but then, I'm just going to be at one and at peace with it and see what happens. And you get to that place, and there's this crossroads, and it's an X. It's like, do not go there. It's not X marks the spot as if you found a place in life to reside. Right? It's not like it's on a map and X marks the spot. It's that X that says stay away. It's the skull and crossbones. It's like, no, you don't want to be there. You don't want to be in this land of indecision, straddling the fence, because it is more agony there than if you choose a clear path. And either path is okay. We get to choose powerfully, but you must make a choice. So #Ascend17. Adversity is a stepping stone, not a tombstone. I love that. I'm going to take that, okay? I'm letting you know I'm borrowing it. And so, Ella, that brings us to you, because having clarity of thought, right, is something that is so massively important. So what golden jewel can you leave with our audience today?
I would love to take you to a very practical approach, and I use a tool that's called Faster EFT, and it's a tapping process, and I will guide you through, because I think that's very, very important. Because there's one thing we always have with us, and these are our 2 fingers. So we can use that at any time. And in order to get you there, I would like to mention that everything we think, feel, believe, or experience right now might affect us in a positive or in a negative way. And what I'm suggesting is that the moment you realize something is going on here, and you are not in this super happy dancing mode, I advise you to take a moment and just realize and make yourself aware what's going on here. Because this is the moment where you take away from the opposite, or from your circumstance, or from your from from the other people surrounding you, and you take full ownership that whatever happens, I am the one who is feeling. I am the one who is experiencing. I am the one where things are going on inside of me, regardless what's happening in this moment. And I invite you to make that moment real for you, to realize it's me experiencing, which is part of life. But if you're feeling very uncomfortable, and this little jewel is also, you can even use it for the kids and teach this to them because they deserve it as much as we do. So the moment you become aware, just realize what is going on. Is your heart pounding? Is your breath stronger? Do you have a fear? Whatever is there, that's the moment when you know how intense it is because you are feeling it, right? And that's the moment you start tapping. And we use just a few points and we only say, let this go because I'm here and I'm okay. And I let this go. And I'm here and I'm okay. And I let this go. And then I grab the wrist and I blow it out. And this is the moment I allow myself to go into a very peaceful state. Because I'm here and I'm okay. Although they made me angry, although they said something that's improper, whatever is going on, I'm here, I'm okay most of the time. And therefore, use this gift. So for everyone who is watching the replay, you can go back, but we do one more round because I want to show you that the next time you are aiming at what's going on inside of me will have decreased from the round before. So that's the whole goal why we are doing this. And remember, you have your hands or your fingers every time with you. So focus again inside. What is going on now? What is it doing? My anger, my rage, my fear, my pain, whatever is there, focus, feel it, and then use your fingers. I let this go. Beside of your eye, I let this go. Under your eye, let this go. Collarbone, let this go. Grab your wrist, blow it out. And allow yourself to go somewhere where it's really feeling great for you. Maybe one of your best memories. Maybe it's enough for you to realize, I'm here in this chair and I'm okay. I don't have to be angry. I'm okay. So this tool is something that I'm using quite often, and it is helping you to become aware it's all you, but also to deal with what's there because it seems out of your control. And you need to take the steps of doing these rounds as often as you have to or you need to in order to be able to really deal with the situation you're in. So that's my little jewel for all of you.
Thank you so much. And there were so many things that were taking place in that small exercise. One, the affirmation that I'm here right now in this present moment, that I have the ability to control what is happening. I'm here and I can say, I choose safety. I'm here and I'm okay. And whatever else that's going on around me, whatever that energy is that other individuals are attempting to make me bring into my energetic space, I let that go. I release it. I don't have to be a part of that. and it centers and it focuses back on you, that you have complete autonomy, from individuals that should not have the ability to be inside of your elevated, lifted, energetic space. I am here. You're affirming your safety. I'm okay. Why? Because I said so, right? No further explanation in that. And I let this go. I let the energy that you are bringing to me, I've recognized it. I've recognized that I've internalized it, and I'm choosing to let that go and to get back into my space within. And then you're regrounding yourself with the tapping, right? So whatever I think of, and it was a powerful tool that I recognized when I had my puppy and was training him. Again, everything is energy. And so when we would be walking down the street and he would want to go and get distracted somewhere else. And the trainer told me, give him a little tap with your foot on his bum, right? And I'm like, why would I want to tap my dog that way? But it was so that I could reground him, to know that whatever this energy is over here, let's get regrounded back into this present moment, and it short circuits, that other energy over there. So as we're tapping, right, we're short circuiting that other energy that is coming place, and we're grounding ourselves, both our spirit and our physical bodies, back into the same space. So what a precious jewel. And thank you so much, Ella, for bringing it and sharing it with us and our viewers. And so, Anna, it brings us to you. What do you have to share? All of these goodies. I'm like, I don't know. I feel like a kid in a candy store. Right? So what would you like to share with us today?
Yeah, it's so true. Well, actually, what I want to share, I feel it builds upon so well to what Silk brought up with the Rory Rye 4 core principles or nuggets, because Rory is also one of my teachers, and I really respect her work. And I'm so happy that she brought it up, because as you also mentioned, Spalding, about being a woman in a boardroom and being always in this masculine energy and controlling, I also realized this was part of my journey, and I see it as a part of the journey of many ladies who are really, just living and existing in this very still masculine dominated corporate world. And then I realized this translated also to other areas of my life, like with my relationship with men, and I didn't want that to affect my new partnership with my partner, and then with my kid. So there was a really great book that came my way, and I want to show it here.
I love that.
Called Codependent No More: How to Stop Controlling Others and Start Caring for Yourself, by Melody Beattie. And that is an absolute classic. This book is from the 80s. And I have no reason to promote it. It's much more famous than me already. And this book actually talks about not only how we should stop controlling, but also accepting whatever comes to us. And in terms of accepting, there is the little technique that I learned, and I started adopting it, especially in this process of self-care and self-love, and learning that if I'm not loving myself enough, if I'm not good for myself, how can I good be for anybody else, even for my kids, and for a partner, or for anybody else. So in all this journey, I learned that, and what I noticed, often when we are given a praise, we are kind of immediately trying to diminish it by saying something for example, simple thing, people tell you, oh, you have such a nice blouse today. And you're like, oh, this blouse is 10 years old or something. It's why do you need to say that? Just say thank you. And that was one of my biggest challenge, like in these exercises that Silke showed, like, just like, shut up, close your mouth, like, don't say anything. Just respond, thank you, and don't say anything. If people praise you for your capabilities, of how great work you have done in the office, whatever it is, it's so difficult to just say thank you sometimes. And that was one of my exercises that I was like consciously practicing. And then lifting it up to another level when, actually people praise you for something, you say thank you, and then you repeat the praise. That is like a second level of it, to really like start being comfortable in who you are, because, people are not praising you for nothing. And it's okay that you also praise yourself, because this is also the way how you show love for yourself. And this is then also that this love reflects to everything else and everybody else. So this was my like golden nugget for today. When you receive a praise, just say thank you and don't say anything else. Don't start like diminishing it by explaining how actually this is not so great. And say thanks and reaffirm the praise. And then see how you feel about it. It's still going to be challenging in the beginning. It's not easy, but it's really something that unlocks your potential from within. So yeah, this is something that I really wanted to share today, and I'm happy that it's kind of building upon, and this is nothing planned here, but it's so great that, it's all kind of built upon. So that is my part.
Thank you so much, Anna. And this is huge, not only for women, but it is also huge for women who are natural givers, and then those who choose to give through the work that you do. Because constantly we are giving. We would give everything away. But when it comes time for us to receive, we close the lid on that. But we don't recognize that it's actually a formula. Right? Give and you shall receive. It's not give or you shall receive, right? The formula is give and, like it's connected, it's joined. And when you don't receive, what you're actually doing, you're breaking the energetic flow. And sometimes when we find ourselves in a space where money has begun to dry up, the relationship is not going the way, we're seeing a lot of different adversity. One of the things that we have to get back to is the giving in order to receive. Because I know it was one of my lessons a couple of years ago that I had to go through, and it was a really tough struggle for me. It was difficult for, I would throw a party at the house and some of my friends would say, oh, we'll do the dishes. And I'm like, no, I got it. You guys go sit down. Well, why is it so difficult for me to receive someone saying thank you in a way? Because I opened up my home, I bought the food, I had the wine and all of that. And I was closing the lid. I did not allow myself to be poured back into in that particular way. But because I was not receiving, then my well of giving started to run dry. So it's an energetic formula, people. You have to give, right? That's a requirement. But in that, and it may not look the same way, you'll begin to receive. And you must accept the receiving, because that primes the pump for you to be able to keep giving. And then, as Anna stated, not only doing that, but saying thank you, accepting whatever the acknowledgement or the praise is, and then repeating it back, affirming it again, which is a very difficult thing for us to do, because sometimes we think that humbleness is not actually stating how awesome you are. And that's really not what humility is. Humility is not allowing yourself to be puffed up, to be more than who you are, but also having the ability to state who you are. So if you're fabulous, you're just fabulous. And you can say that. Thank you. I am fabulous. Yes, that was a wonderful gesture that I did. Absolutely. I love being able to give that to you. And that is not stepping out of the realm of humility. That's just stating what is true in that moment. So I so appreciate this time with us together. So as we begin to sign off, I want to ensure that all of our viewers know how to get in touch with each and every one of you. So make sure, normally what we would do is have all of the information in the comment section below. But we just want to make sure that verbally they have an opportunity to list it out. So ladies, we're going to quickly go through and tell all of our viewers how they can get in touch with you if they want to take these conversations and discussions forward. So Anna, we'll start with you. How can we get in touch with you?
So yeah, you can easily find me on Facebook, because this whole summit is happening there. So you see my name, Ana Costa, and then I have also my page, which is Ana Costa Coaching, and you can just like send me a message or send me a direct. I am on Facebook, and yeah, I'm just gonna come back to you. I think that's the easiest way.
Okay, and also give us your website, and you have a Facebook community too.
That is true. So if you go also to my Facebook page, you'll find all this information. So my website is anacostacoaching.com, and my group, my Facebook group is a ladies group only, because I'm helping actually ladies uplift their life, and it is called High Vibe Life Club. So I will be happy to put it in the comments, like all these links for people, so they're able to come and join from whichever direction they choose. And I'll be very grateful and humble to have you all there and to share and discuss whatever you would like to discuss, because I'm here to serve and help, and I'm really grateful to have this opportunity and to be part of this summit once again.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. And so we'll come to you. How can you
Okay. As you could see, that my last Germany is very difficult to comprehend. So I call myself Celia. So Celia like cat, like sea, like cat. So silkcelia.com, that's my website. You're most invited to play the quiz to find out what kind of relationship type you are. And you get a nice guideline to assist you also in your relationship life. Then I also have the same name on my Facebook fan page or fun page. It's also Silk Celia. And then I have a private Facebook group also for women only, and it's called Elevate Relationship.
Thank you so much. And that's Silk Celia, SILKCELIA. So Silk Celia. Excellent. Perfect.
And you're most welcome.
Ella, we will come to you. How can our viewers keep in touch with you?
I have a private Facebook profile, Ella Lea, and I do have a Facebook page, and it's called Tapping Austria. And everybody's welcome to send me a message there, and I'm so excited if we can take these conversations any further.
Perfect. Beautiful. And Tiffany, how about you?
Well, I do have a Facebook page under The Hero Within, and they can reach me or follow me at www.theherowithin.me.
Perfect. And my dear Janine.
All right, so you can find me on Facebook under my name, which is spelled the French way, JeANNINERIANT. Also, just Enjoyment Revolution, and then we have not Facebook, those two on Facebook, but also at the website enjoymentrevolution.com. And so you can private message me on Facebook, and offering sessions and whatnot, and looking forward to definitely opening up the energetic conversation.
Beautiful. So we are so appreciative that you have spent this time with us. We've gone a little bit over. We've almost been here 2 hours, and it feels literally for me like it's been 2 minutes because I have enjoyed every single moment of our time together with these powerful digital presenters. This is just a little taste of our international flair that we have going on. We have more than 20 experts, 4 continents over the course of 2 days with one goal in mind, and that is to elevate your life. So please, yes, elevate your life. Bring this collective energy to the party so that we all can make it to the top of our summit. I am E.R. Spalding, and I am signing off. I want to thank you for spending this time with us this afternoon, morning, evening, whatever time zone you're in, and whenever you catch the replay. We truly are grateful that you showed up, not for us, you showed up for yourself, because this is your life. Only you can live it. Only you can elevate it. We're just the fuel to support you in getting there, but you get to choose the transport, the route, and the destination. So to your personal ascension, we love you, and we will see you June 29th and 30th for the official summit, where each one of these individuals will be with power packed with so much information in their area of expertise. And if you thought these nuggets were good, wait until you see the electrifying jewels that they'll be bringing to the party over the course of those 2 days. So thank you so much, and we will talk soon. Bye now.